Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. We're glad that you all could be with us. Also, it's tuning in to our online affiliates around the world, including iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcasts. We're glad you all could be with us, too. This is part of our For Your Health segment. Among other things, October is recognized as Sudden Cardiac Arrest Awareness Month, or SCA Month. This is something that's very serious because only 1 in 10 individuals who experience SCA will be able to survive if it's outside the hospital. It is the 3rd leading cause of death in the U.S., but 1,000 people each day experiencing SCA outside of a hospital setting. And this is why it's so important for us to bring awareness to this. And our next guest knows this all too well. We're excited to welcome to our program today Steve Ryan. Steve suffered cardiac arrest while golfing with his daughter in Florida. He's going to talk to us not only about his own story, but also what he wants all of you all to know about the signs and symptoms and where you can get more information as well. Steve, really appreciate the time today. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for having me, Cyrus. Appreciate it.
So for our audience out there who are just now finding out about sudden cardiac arrest or SCA, we're definitely going to get into that. But talk to us about your own story, Steve, and what happened to you.
Sure. So I experienced a sudden cardiac arrest in April of 2020. Sudden cardiac arrest is when the heart suddenly stops beating, which obviously leads to a lack of blood flow, and which is not a good thing. So I woke up on my daughter Caitlin's 16th birthday in the hospital, and the nurse asked me, hey, do you know why you're here? And I didn't have a clue why I was there. She said, you were on the golf course with your daughter, and you had a sudden cardiac arrest. And she performed CPR, and she's a true hero because she really saved your life. So she had learned CPR in middle school on a stuffed animal. So amazing.
I think that says so much there, Steve. So, Steve, I mean, I guess, if that was your experience, our audience sure wants to know then what should they be on the lookout for. So, what are some of the common signs or symptoms for SCA?
So if you're experiencing dizziness or like a fast heartbeat, that can lead to sudden cardiac arrest, and obviously like a loss of consciousness is a true sign. So I myself was really fatigued. I don't recall if I had any dizziness or, obviously I had a fast heartbeat, but I don't remember that. I just, on the golf course 1 minute and then in the hospital the next, as far as what I could, remember.
Right. And Steve, for those who are, anytime I think you're speaking about issues with the heart, the first thing people think about are heart attacks, right? So from what you've been able to learn yourself, I mean, what is the difference between sudden cardiac arrest and a heart attack?
Yeah, so if you think of the analogy of like your home, so you have a series of systems in the house. So you have an electrical system and you have a plumbing system. So a heart attack is dealing with a plumbing system where there's a blockage that affects the ability of the heart to work. Sudden cardiac arrest is an issue with the electrical system. So the electrical system kind of goes haywire and shuts down.
Wow, that's a great analogy, and I think it kind of helps us to appreciate why it's so important for us to be listening to our body, but also I think making sure that we are in communication with our doctors too, and making sure that we're taking care of ourselves, and at least doing that part so we kind of know if something does kind of seem out of whack. So Steve, for our audience out there, if they're experiencing some of these symptoms that we talked about, or they notice someone else experiencing these symptoms, well, what should they do?
First off, call 911 if it's happening to you, or have someone call 911. If you see someone that is experiencing those symptoms, especially the loss of consciousness, call 911, start CPR, and have someone get an AED to get their heart back beating again.
Well, I'm sure this may seem like an odd question for our audience out there, but I think every experience we deal with, does impact us for sure. How has this experience with SCA, how has it impacted your life, Steve?
Obviously I have a really changed outlook on life. I really appreciate each day. I'm kind of on bonus time here, so I'm just thankful of all that. Now, I spent 9 days in the hospital, and, a couple days after I came out of the medically induced coma, I discussed with my cardiologist the possibility of getting an ICD, which is an implanted defibrillator. And what that will do is kind of monitor your heart continually. It's a small battery-operated device that just fits under the collarbone, and it has a lead going down in the heart. So it monitors your heart, and if you ever go into that dangerous rhythm again, it will send an electrical impulse to get you back on track. So so now I have one of those, and it is the best piece of technology I think I will ever own, because if I ever go into that rhythm again, that's my safety net to keep me alive.
Steve, I really do appreciate you being able to help our audience better understand exactly what SCA, or sudden cardiac arrest, is, but also what signs they should be on the lookout for. Where can they go for more information?
So I encourage everybody to go to medtronic.com/sudden cardiac arrest, which is all just one word. And there's some great information on sudden cardiac arrest and heart rhythm disorders and ICDs. So I encourage you to go out there. On top of that, I encourage everybody to learn CPR. It's a really easy skill, and you just never know when you might have to use it.
That is a great reminder. Again, medtronic.com/sudden cardiac arrest. We'll make sure that we link that up for our audience joining us on our podcast, but also for those joining us on the radio dial here in Mississippi. We'll put it on our Facebook page as well. Steve Ryan, again, has been our guest. Steve, thank you again for sharing your story and for using this platform to be able to help keep people aware. And looking forward to speaking with you again.
Thanks, Cyrus. Have a great afternoon.
Hey, you as well. Thank you. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.